Are you considering moving to Ghana, or are you planning a trip to Ghana? Well, if that is you, then look no further, because this video is definitely for you. It has all the tips you need to know about before you plan that trip or that relocation to Ghana, okay? As a Nigerian, I recently got the opportunity to visit Ghana, and I was curious to see how the cost of living compares back home in Nigeria. Now, in this video, I am going to be sharing my experience and breaking down what you think you need. Cost of living in Ghana as a Nigerian or an African or any other citizen that you are. If you're planning a trip to Ghana, then you definitely want to watch this video to the very end. Make sure you tap the like button, subscribe, and welcome back to the channel. As you already know, my name is Faith Opera. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. So let's just get straight into the video. The first point I am going to be talking about is accommodation. Now, you see, accommodation is the most vital point that we definitely want to always check when we are relocating to a new country or planning a trip to a new country. Now, Ghana has diverse options of accommodation to choose from, like hotels, apartments, hostels, but you have to have it at the back of your mind that accommodation in Ghana is very expensive. It is quite expensive. I am not even going to exaggerate. If you are traveling to Ghana, moving to Ghana, just know that accommodation is going to take a majority of the costs of your budget, okay? Like I said, it has a variety of options like hostels, hotels. If you're on a budget, you have to go for hostels. If you are planning a trip to Ghana, you'll see quite the number of hostels, and hotels you can get at affordable rates, like using the booking.com app or hotels.ng app or the Airbnb apps, okay? And then if you're staying for longer periods, you have to get an apartment. Now, this apartment, I'll divide this apartment into two different types. For example, if you're a tourist and you're planning to stay for 1 or 2 months, just explore the different provinces of Ghana, you can actually book an apartment for a week, which will cost around 1,500 to 2,000 Ghana cedis. And if you are comparing it or converting it to Naira, it's around 120,000 Naira to 160,000 Naira. So if you are saying in dollars, that is about $100 to $120, and so you have to have it at the back of your mind that accommodation takes a lot of money, okay? And so that's that for accommodation in Ghana. So now let's move to the next important vital point, which is transportation. Now, when planning a trip, if you're already used to planning trips, you already know that after accommodation, the next thing that takes the whole or majority of the budget is transportation, either the cost of flying to the country or a road trip or in-city transportation itself, okay? So now you have to bear in mind that yes, Ghana has a majority of options to choose from, but you have to also bear in mind that transportation is quite expensive if you're trying to go private. If you're trying to take Ubers or hire private taxis, it is quite expensive. I think they've been suffering from fuel subsidy even before Nigeria started the removal of fuel subsidy. I think they've been experiencing their own share before us. So cost of transportation using those Uber or private cabs or taxis are quite expensive. But then if you're looking to go on a budget trip or looking to tour the country like a local, you can choose other options like the mini transportation or the local buses like the trotro. It's called trotro. So that trotro costs around 2 to 5 Ghana cedis depending on the location and where you are heading to. But if you're using Ubers, it can cost you around 20 to 50 or 120 Ghana cedis, and which is around $10 But if you're converting to Naira, it will be around 4,000 to 8,000 Naira approximately that range. So you can make the conversion yourself using the current rate, okay? So that is that about transportation. Now, the next vital point to talk about is food. Yes, food is the most intriguing, and should I say food is just a very big part of Ghanaian culture. Like, one of the reasons why people visit Ghana is because of the food. I can attest to that because I loved the food when I visited Ghana. I loved the food, yeah. And here it has a lot of varieties or wide range that you can choose from. My dear, I will even recommend some of the things to try out when you go to Ghana. You see their wache, oh my god, please try it out. Their banko and tilapia, try it out. There are a lot of things to try out in Ghana. But now let's talk about the cost here, because this is what this video is about. All right, so now you find different options to choose from depending on your budget, to suit your budget. If you're eating out at a local restaurant or a local food store, it can cost you around 20 to 50 Ghana cedis, which is around about 1,600 to around 4,000 naira. And if you convert the equivalent to dollars, it will just be a little above $1 to $2, yeah, for a local restaurant. So now if you're now deciding that you want to eat at more fancy restaurants, it can cost you from 65 Ghana cedis down to 100 or 120 Ghana cedis. Do you get? So now if you want to make your own food, you can just go as well as visit the local market and then buy your ingredients, which could cost around 10 to 20 Ghana cedis depending on whatever you want to make. You get? But it is actually quite affordable to make your own stuffs, or food in general. I'll say food in general is quite affordable and you get value for your money. That's just it. And if you want to take noodles or roadside foods like made noodles or spaghetti, oh my god, I will recommend that. I will recommend it. Okay, so yeah, next on we're going to talk about connectivity in Ghana. If you watched my impression or my culture shocks, this is something that really shocked me. The connectivity in Ghana, it is actually very expensive to stay connected in Ghana. The cost of data is very high. Like even if you're using Vodafone, you're using Airtel Tigo, you're using MTN, oh my god, it is quite high. And I really hope they do something about it for Ghanaians, because I just realized that Ghanaians that are online are actually trying. Okay, and we Nigerians are quite lucky with the cost of data the data bundles we have back at home. So if you're looking to travel to Ghana, make sure you put this in mind. Just make sure you put a lot of money aside if you want to stay connected, especially if you're staying for a long while. Okay, but then if you don't want to spend so much on connectivity, then you pay for accommodations that have Wi-Fi included. Okay, so yeah, that's that about that. Now let's talk about other expenses that you might encounter, like utilities, like entertainment. Do you get? So now for entertainment, there are a wide range of options, my dear. There are a lot of tourist attractions to visit in Ghana, both free and the ones you have to pay for. Make sure you visit a lot of places. If you would like to see places to visit in Ghana, please tell me in the comment section, so I will make a video about that, showing you different places to visit. I'll just make a compilation and show you in case you're planning your trip to Ghana. And even if you're planning to relocate to Ghana, at least it will help you not to get bored while you move to your new country. Okay, so yeah, that's that about that. Now the next thing we're going to be talking about is the cost of utilities. Now if you already know, Ghana has been said to have 247 lights. Like the light in Ghana, electricity is really good, so you are not going to be scared of getting blackout. But yeah, you definitely have to pay for electricity bills. So they said that the electricity bill is actually quite, like, on a normal side, like average. It's not too expensive, it's quite affordable. Okay, so it's not something that you're going to bother about. They say for utilities such as water can cost around 100 to 200 Ghana cedis. That's around 8,000 to 16,000 naira per month, depending on your area. If you live in highbrow areas, obviously it will be higher. Okay, and then the lights depending on your areas. Okay, so that's that about that. Then other things like shopping, I already talked about when I was talking about food, where things are actually quite okay when you go to local market, except you choose to go to expensive stores. So generally, living in Ghana is kind of I don't know, what do you think? If you've stayed in Ghana for years, please tell me what you think about the cost of living in Ghana right now. Because right now in Nigeria, if I should make a video on the cost of living in Nigeria, tell me if you want to see that kind of video. Yeah, between now and last 2 years or even last year, it has skyrocketed. So now, if you lived in Ghana years ago, just tell me your experience, and you visited Ghana recently, tell me what you think about the cost of living, because I want to compare if it is the same thing, like generally, if this economic crisis is not only affecting Nigerians but also if it's a global or African thing. Okay, so now let's feel free to talk in the comment section, and if you watch this video to this end, please do well to hit the like button and make sure you subscribe. That's it for the cost of living in Ghana as a Nigerian tourist. Remember that I am just sharing my own personal experience and the little research I was able to gather from asking people that I met in Ghana. Okay, I really hope that you got value from this, but then you always should remember to do your own research and budget ahead of time for, you know, unforeseen circumstances, so that you have a smooth and enjoyable experience. Okay, bye for now.